think that's what I need. Yeah, that's what he's gonna need. I'm just looking at some old blueprints from our building. Back in December, our church flooded. We had a busted pipe upstairs and it cost 6 figures in damage. We have a lot of drywall that needs to be replaced and carpet, and just kind of have to put our church back together. But one of the cool things that came out of that was we had a big room and then a tiny room. And when they stripped all the drywall and the wall between those two rooms was down to just 2x4 studs, I went to the board and I said, hey, let's think and consider about busting that wall out and making one giant room. And if we do, like, now's the time to do it when it's down to the studs. And the board's response was, man, we've been thinking about that for years. And I said, well, now's the time, let's do it. So when we proposed that to the contractor, he's like, yeah, we can do that. And he had a game plan. But one of the things he needed was the blueprints, because he needed to see where our piling was, where our footer was. And so we have that. And that brings me to actually 2 points. We're fortunate here in Moorhead that we have a room, it's upstairs, it's kind of off in the corner, that is designated as our records room. And here, this is nothing but blueprints from the building. It's electrical and mechanical and plumbing and original blueprints and just all kinds of floor plans. And when I first moved here, like, this stuff was scattered. It was like in 3 or 4 locations. And I had enough of a background and enough of knowledge to know, like, I need to get all of that kind of organized. So I found a tote, put it in there, piled it up there. And so yesterday when the contractor came and said, hey, I need to see these blueprints, like, finding this set and finding page A12 took us like 10 minutes tops. So I want to encourage you, first, wherever your blueprints are, wherever your mechanicals are, your schematics, like all of that, like, know where they are. Not only you, but the entire staff and all of your board members need to know where that stuff is, because you may not always be there as the pastor, or a board member may not be available. Yesterday, our contractor came like at 10:30 in the morning. Most of my board was at work and unavailable, so I knew where these were, and it worked out great. Like I said, about 10 minutes we got the answer. The other thing is, and you can see these banker boxes, you are required, it's kind of like taxes, to keep giving records of your church and their giving, individual giving, for like 7 years. And so we have all these bankers boxes, and they're labeled by year, and then inside are all the records. So at the end of the year, those who give get a giving statement for their taxes. But we have to keep all of this, because we used to run a school, a legit K through seniors school. We also have a whole section on the other side that is school records, stuff we can never ever get rid of. Even though the school closed, we have to keep those records indefinitely, forever. And so I know at the last church I was at, we just kind of sectioned off a space up in our attic and made that our records room. So with eyes wide open, find a space. Make sure that your treasurer or your board or whoever takes care of giving records, your maintenance guy, again, your board, whoever takes care of blueprints and maintenance records and all that, knows where all that is. It is organized and well kept, because you never know when you're going to need it. We weren't expecting a flood in December. We weren't expecting to tear a wall out. We weren't expecting the engineer to say, you got to bust out the concrete and get down to the piling at the footer. You need the blueprint so we know where to do that. We weren't expecting that, but we were prepared. And I had the blueprint, and it just took us a few minutes to find what they needed. Hey, keep your eyes wide open for opportunities to organize your church, keep your records straight, and just make life easier when things like this happen. See you next time.